Okay, I'm picking up the story here on the second turn of the 7-turn first scenario of the advanced game of Killer Angels. This will be a playthrough for a while. You may want to compare it with the basic game playthroughs for Killer Angels to see how the advanced game is different, or rather more what it adds, and or you may just obviously see it in your own right. To get an example of play of the advanced game. So the starting forces are more or less set up as you can see here. We have Winchester here, and it is the goal of the Confederates to capture Winchester. It's actually a fortified place with a modifier of 4 for attacking it. They want to take Winchester without incurring more than 10 strength point losses than the Union. That doesn't include losses from attrition, and also without losing a depot. Now this is a little bit tricky because Lee and the Army of Northern Virginia start here at Culpeper Courthouse on a depot. Depots cannot move, so if he moves off this hex, it's obviously open for the Union to take it, and thereby they would lose the scenario. So if they don't attain all those 3 objectives, the Unions win. Now Hooker starts here in Falmouth with the Army of the Potomac, and A.P. Hill is detached here with his corps. That is the 3rd Corps at Fredericksburg, and Stuart started here at Brandy Station. Pleasanton was opposite him on the other side of the Rappahannock. In the first turn, essentially all that happened was that Stuart moved around here. Lee detached a corps, Longstreet's 1st Corps, which moved all the way up to here. Pleasanton started following the corps rather late. So he started here, he only managed to move to here. He has detached a division under Davis. The attempt was to try and intercept whatever this was that was moving up and stop it, but Longstreet got past him. So then now he's blocking any further reinforcements. Hooker moved across the Rappahannock and is threatening A.P. Hill. Probably he's going to move into there in this turn and take an attempt to take the depot. Lee remained here because A, he didn't want to leave the depot undefended, and B, he wasn't sure whether he would have to go and help Hill. So that is the basic decisions to be made at the moment. Now, Hooker doesn't know that it's Longstreet going up there. For all he knows, it's the bulk of the army. In fact, the Army of Northern Virginia only has 3 corps. So now there's one there, one here, and the other he knew was already detached here. But he's not. He doesn't know if, say, it's Lee here or Longstreet here, whereas it's the other way around. So Longstreet's obviously going for Winchester. Now, Hooker has an option of trying to get the Department of the Middle, which is under Schrenk's command. He has to try and ask Schenck if he can take command of some units from his department, in which case he could move down, say, for example, these reinforcements here to reinforce Winchester. Otherwise, Schenck might, but he's quite sort of slow and not so likely to do that. The department leaders do not activate at all unless Confederates get within a certain range of them. Now I should just qualify the exact rules for that. So if one of the department's units is attacked, so if Milroy here, who is has a division the 8th Corps under him here, if he's attacked belonging to the Department of the Middle, then Schenck will activate, and then he could potentially order this unit, although by telegraph in the advanced game because he's not within his command radius. So until that happens, Milroy's on his own. Now, ideally, obviously, that's Kelly here, would start moving before that happens so that he could sort of be with Winchester when whoever this is attacks. So that's something that Hooker would like to do, but that's going to take him some action points, and there's only a chance of that happening. And in fact, he rolled for that in the end interphase portion of the last turn and wasn't successful and lost an action point. No, actually, sorry, lost 5 action points in wrangling with Washington and Schenck about that. So that has caused him some delays and upsets trying to obtain control of the Department of the Middle Force there. So he might try that again, or his other option would be to move up to within 2 hexes of one of those, and when he's within 2 hexes he's allowed to take that unit into his command. Now he hasn't obviously done that. He's not going to have enough time within the 6 days left in the game to move all the way up to there to have any decent effect doing that. So Hooker's made his decision to try and take out Hill and the depot there. So that's good. There's going to be a battle here sooner or later. Now Lee has to try and move to help Hill to defend that depot. He's got a problem though that he's sitting on a depot there which he will then leave undefended. So he might, obviously detach someone from Ewell's division, Ewell's corps, who he's left with, to defend that. And Hooker could, of course, maybe detach some units, maybe create a grand division of his army and send that round to try and take that whilst tying up Lee there. So that will be an interesting manoeuvring there. He could also ask Pleasanton to move back and do that, because Pleasanton hasn't got that far. So this is more or less where we're headed. There's going to be a battle for Winchester. The question is, will it be reinforced? If not, probably Longstreet's corps is going to be able to take that. Is Lee going to be able to defend the depot at Fredericksburg and at Culpeper Courthouse? And is he going to be able to do all those 3 things without incurring more strength point than 10 strength point losses than the Union? So we start the second day, game turn, and his first decision, as always, is for Lee to decide whether he's going to go first or second. Now, I'm not 100% sure which is going to be his advantage. What we have here is these units are exhausted, so they're not going to be moving that far. That's going to take its time. I think I don't think there's going to be any particular benefit in Lee going first, because he's not trying to sort of get someone or intercept someone. He can't do without going second at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's within. It might actually behoove him to move closer to Hill, so that if Hooker pounces this game turn, he's got a chance of joining in the battle, perhaps. I haven't tried that of marching to the sound of the guns while a battle is in progress. So I think, yes, we will have Lee go first. So he chooses to go first. There's no battle continuation, so it's movement. So now, I believe I've already actually started the activation of this game turn. What else? Why have I got Lee on 6? Yeah, I think he's already activated, so I had already started. Yes, I think that was correct. Okay, so Stuart's moved up to here. No, I don't think. Yes, okay, so I've already had a bit of movement this game turn already. I'd forgotten that. But anyway, so Stuart could continue moving, which he's going to do. He's going to spend an action point for movement, and then he's going to move his headquarters over the bridge here, which will require another action point. And with that he can move 1. Now there's no possible reaction yet from... Davis is able to react to that. And is he going to gain anything from that? He's exhausted already, so he's not going to that much. I don't think he gains anything from that, except he might want to move out of way of combat of Stuart. So yes, so Davis is going to go for reaction. So which means Davis is commanding a division. So it's a division-sized unit reacting against a headquarters moving unit, which is no modifier. He has no screening unit, so that's +1. So we compare the initiative. So we look at the initiative as 4, +1 is 5. The unit is react against is moving along a road, so that's plus another one, 6. It's not scouted, and it has a first march, so it's another +1. So he's definitely got that reaction. So he's able to move. So we interrupt the proceedings there. He will continue moving further as part of his move. But in reaction, he's able to move a hex. Oops. And then he would... then Stuart would move again. But in his hex, he moves into this hex with a Confederate unit. So we go to a contact routine. And as the part of a normal contact routine, no one's scouting, so there's no counter inspection step. Cavalry can withdraw. First the moving, he's not obviously going to withdraw, he's just moved in there. Then the occupying gets a chance to withdraw, so he's actually going to move a hex here. Now he can't move into the mountains here, he can't move to there where he's going from. He could potentially move into there. Okay, he's going to move into... No, can he move into an enemy it protects? I'm not sure, but I'm going to put him there. So he's catching up with Longstreet, which ends the contact routine. Otherwise there might have been a skirmish. So now he moves another hex. And Davis... so he's... Where's Davis? I got to get his action points marked. So he's got an action point left, so he's spent that in movement. He could potentially move another hex and combat Longstreet. He doesn't really want to do that, so he's going to stay there. Oh no, my mistake. He's Davis is already exhausted, so he had already moved, so he wouldn't be able to do that. So we'll have to put him back here. But what that basically means is that 1, 2, 3. That's the 3 hexes that Stuart can travel. Oops, left him behind. 1, 2, 3. And now his march +1 changes to... Isn't march markers automatically changed to exhausted, so that's all his movement that's going to be for this turn. Okay, so they're all gone. So it's only Lee. So Lee is going to spend an action point to activate Ewell, who has 3 action points then. Ewell will spend an action point and detach Early, who's got 14 strength points, so Early is going to remain behind. Uli is going to remain behind with his division in Culpeper Courthouse, and then Lee will activate himself, take the rest of yours corps with him, 2 divisions left, down this way. Now he's going to have to cross a bridge there, so that takes an extraction point. He can move 1 because his headquarters, then 2 more because he's Confederate on the road, which brings him right up there. Now, at this point, Hooker has a chance to react to it. And that is interesting because then Hooker could jump. He can block him joining Hill. The only thing is they're going to be fighting in woods. Either that or else they'll be fighting in the town of Fredericksburg. And I think at this point Hooker's going to want to react to that. So he's going to try for a reaction. His range is 2, so he's okay. And his initiative value is 6. And we've got larger, so he's definitely able to react. So he's going to spend a point and create a grand division. He's going to separate a grand division to tie up Lee while the rest of his army goes for Hill. So to create a grand division, we just simply bring on the marker. We have to appoint a leader, separate off between 1 and 3 corps, and join that to it. We'll be doing that on the grand division track here, and then we have to appoint a leader from the pool to pick up the corps whose commander has now been appointed in charge of the grand division. Oh, before I do that, I must do something that I'd forgotten, because in the advanced game we have attrition, and Stuart had moved 3 hexes. He had a march marker, so that he would lose 4 strength points in that movement, but being a leader with a movement of 6, that's -1, so that's 3 strength points. Cavalry, so that's -1 again, that's 2 strength points. So he's going to have to lose 2 strength points in attrition. I'll just adjust his track markers there. Okay, so back to the grand division creation. Okay, you cannot create a grand division in reactions. It can only be during your own movement phase. So Hooker's not able to do that. So what he's going to do is, in reaction, he will move himself, and then in his turn he's going to have to separate out that grand division. So his reaction move brings him here. So Lee's actually reached Chancellorsville in the Wilderness Hex there. So Hooker goes there with the Army of the Potomac, and Lee would actually be able to move 1 hex further on the road, and they could engage in battle, but I don't think he wants to do that. You cannot react to reaction, so he can't move back. Hooker could actually go another hex forwards and engage in battle. At the moment, he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to get involved in a battle while he wants to be creating grand divisions and so forth. So he's staying there for the moment. So that is the end of the Confederate movement. Now, does Lee want to do something else? He could, for example, call up Trimble, who's all the way off there, but he's off the... He could have sent a telegraph on the railway lines before, but he's off that now. So does that... Oh, sorry about that. That helps, doesn't it? So I think that is it. So